Hi all, welcome to something I'm going to try new on the channel, and I should have really done this a long time ago, is reviewing each promotion, in this case Carniball. And the reason why I want to do this is to kind of go over each of the cards that we've had, and obviously the SBCs that we've had, and just kind of give them what I would kind of rate the promotion as a whole, and then obviously taking it from there and seeing what can be done to improve it. Now, Limbombe is the last of the cards that are still remaining up just now, like the most furthest back. Obviously we had Mendy just before that, but I felt Limbombe for 115k, like initially when he was like 95k, was an SBC worth doing. Like now I wouldn't say so much, but he's the type of card, when you look at the stats, it's almost where he would be like, if he was to get a team of the season card, that's practically what he would have. 94 pace, 83 shot, 88 dribbling, 80 pass, 60 defending, 76 physical. Like the packs weren't overly brilliant, the requirements weren't overly difficult. Like the 83 rate squad's not hard, even with one informs, easy enough to build, and I wouldn't exactly fault it. I would honestly say that it's fairly straightforward. Like Michael Bradley, for example, that flashback SBC was like, it's now went up to like 55-60k, but initially it was like 40-45k, and I would say he's like, if you look at his stats and also even look at the Ross's stats, you'd almost kind of say, well, they're not far off being each other's, quite similar. And in all honesty, Bradley's easy enough to link up to like your Ibras, and depending how you operate your, like say an MLS team for example, it could work quite well. Like Bonaventura, another nice card, but the biggest problem with Bonaventura is that he has got competition in like Emre Can for example. Yes, he's a very nice 87 rated card, it's nearly 80 plus club, with 81 pace, 83 shot, 87 pass, 87 dribbling, 78 defending, 78 physical. You're getting a good value worth of packs, like 60 odd k worth of packs for about 115k spend. Now we would say, obviously, like Limbombe, we would assume after packs that you're going to be under 100k spend, we would assume. So that isn't exactly too bad, and I would say if it's 90-95k spend after packs for an 87 rated card that's pretty usable, I would not exactly fault it. Alejandro Gomez, I think annoyed a lot of folk, because really why him? He's been getting quite a few special cards, so does that potentially mean he may not get a team of the season? Possibly, and who knows what may happen. But 95 pace, 84 shot, 90 pass, 94 dribbling, 46 defending, 63 physical for 400k is a big spend for an untradeable card. Like I was like, not a fan right away when I seen it, and like you're getting 110k worth of packs. Now each pack realistically has potential to be good for you, but I feel it shouldn't be free SBCs. I would honestly take out the 85 rate squad, and then right away your SBC may go down to 275, and then I would say for between 250 and 275 for a 90 rated untradeable card at this stage of FIFA, I wouldn't exactly then feel as harmed about. Like the SBC, to be honest, this was probably the only player out of all the ones that we've had I would say I disapproved of. Like I would say every player was picked wisely, and there wasn't really much else that you could pick that would excite people. Like Yedlin, for example, is a card that a lot of people will be excited about, because yes, he's got pace, but his stats are now more reflective of competing up there with like your Walkers, your informed Ricardo Pereiras, Valencias, for example. Yes, he's 170k spend, but for an 86 rated card, you've got to remember, if this was Walker, for example, it would probably cost about that. Like the US squad, like you're only getting 60k worth of packs. You've got to remember that the 85 rate squads where the spend is, that's 100k in its own right. Like De Rossi, even though he wasn't part of obviously Carniball, it was a nice surprise to have regardless, and that for like 230k spend wasn't too bad. Now Rudiger, I was quite impressed with 85, 90k to do, and in all honesty 79 pace, 87 defending, 83 physical, standing out. Not exactly hard, like the 83 rate squad is a 30k spend and the German squad is 60k. Like 90k is not exactly hard, and if depending on what you had already, and especially if you've got to factor in Rudiger's only up in value because of Brandt, for example, and also everything else kicking about. That's kind of what it is. Like if Rudiger after packs, for like you're getting 65k worth of packs, or 60k worth of packs even. The hope is that you could do it for say 75k, and then I would say for an 87 rated squad, 87 rated card, of Rudiger with these type of stats is definitely a card to own. Like I'm still pondering to do him probably after the weekend. Like I'm strongly considering doing him to give me an alternative to Herrero. He for me is what Ta would be like. If Ta had got further with the Europa League, then it would be more exciting. Now obviously for the ones that have expired or been done, in my case, Thiago, like he was one that I was very, very excited about, solely because I thought, oh great, I was kind of needing a new, I needed someone in midfield, and I thought great. And Thiago, where do you even start? As an SBC, I was delighted but gutted at the same time. But he's not overly expensive, like 100, like depending what you have initially, he's only realistically setting you back about 125k, give or take. But I know everyone will, like at the very lowest is 125k, but your that's usually after, in that case it would be after packs, so like 140k before packs. But I would still say, despite the gripes I've had about him, he's been actually a good card to own. Like his passing's where he's on point. Like the daily SBCs were all generally pretty sound, and they had, like in all honesty, they all were. From like the Gladiators to Strength and Discipline, the World Champions, the Country of Football, they were all good SBCs. They were all like 7, 8k to do. Like even the ones like when Gladiators was a 50k pack, that wasn't exactly too bad to do. Like the only one I think that was ever shocking was the Stars and Stripes at 15k. That was the only time it was expensive. Like the cheapest you could pay was 6k and the most you were paying was 15. It was crazy. 81 plus SBC, some done it just to rinse their club, which you can understand. Hulk was 270, but with his foot swap card kicking about, it was kind of like a risk. It was like, do you do it, do you not? But because he was a cam card, he was definitely appealing. Company, a lot of people did complain solely on his pace, because that was what everyone thought. Like, why is that so low when it should at least be 5 pace higher? I think that's what everyone kind of kicked up about. And then when you talk about the icons, oh, and I forgot to say about Mendy. Mendy, 200k, and saying that, he was about 150, 170 for most of the time, and that was a card worth owning. Like I was a big fan of hopefully doing it, but in the end, just due to how other cards kicked about, I kind of went against doing it in the end. But I would have happily said to still do it if I had a bit more time, really, in my opinion. But with the icons, obviously we've had Socrates, we've had Desai, we've had Matthias, we've had Puyol, Zanetti, Del Piero, and all honesty, from an icon view, what annoys me fundamentally about them is, like, especially the ones that are upgrades. Like, I wouldn't want to be paying, like, the upgrade one should not cost more than the base one, like a standard one. Like, if Javier Zanetti's upgrade is setting you back just now 1.5 million, in my personal view, all you should be giving up is, say, the Prime, SBC, and then, say, Humble Beginnings, the Silver Squad, and then World Class. That's all you should be giving up. Give it, like, 4 routes. That's pretty much it. Like, giving up the Prime icon, like, then it's not so bad. Like, it's not such a steep upgrade for people to kind of give up. Like, one of my biggest gripes is seeing the amount of informs, especially, you have to give up for quite a few of these routes. Like, giving up like 18, 20 informs, no offence, this is when red picks would come handy. That is when, it shouldn't say Team of the Week Players 1. If it's going to say Team of the Week Players 1, it should say minimum Team of the Week / Foot Champions Players minimum 1. Like, then people wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. It would make me feel more encouraged, and players probably doing more of these icons. Like, then it wouldn't be so bad. Like, giving up, say, 2 red picks in World Class, giving up red picks in the 83s, 84s. Like, what I find annoying is there shouldn't be a need for, like, multiples of the same squad. There shouldn't be like 288s or 289s or 287s or 284s. There shouldn't be any need for that. It should just be fundamentally the Humble Beginnings, Rising Talent, World Class, and then, in say Matthias' case, yes, an icon, I get that, I'm fine with that. And then your rated squads from there, whether it be 83 to 89 or 83 to 88 or whatever. But you don't want the SBC to be at the stage where it's like, yes, he's 2.2 million, and the only stats fundamentally of any issue you would say are dribbling and physical, but there's chem styles out there that would boost them respectively to over 90, and then fundamentally 91 pace, 93 free shot, 91 pass, 91 defending. I'll actually be honest, Matthias probably is the type of card I even may work towards between now and the end of FIFA, because that Prime Moments card looks even more appealing than what his normal Prime is, in my view. But what they should have done was, and it should have been done from the get-go, is the icon SBCs should have just been done in like groups of 3 once a week, and by this stage would have had them all out. That would be my opinion. But I would have at least put one decent, you do one cheap one mid-tier one expensive one. And like, I almost feel in a sense they've tried to do it here, with them giving Matthias, giving Zanetti, Del Piero and Dessa. You try to give us decent, and Socrates for that matter actually, trying to give us decent icons to get us excited about, but at the same time you've got to remember that not everyone, like, especially if you've done one icon already, you don't want to suddenly then pay, like, I know people will say, oh, it's like only 500k just to get his upgrade. I'm like, in my view, I wouldn't see it as that. Like, you shouldn't be seeing it as like a 500k or 700k, whatever it may be. Like, folks shouldn't feel the need to pay like so much more to fundamentally get the same card, like just a +1 upgrade ratings wise, and then whatever stat increases. They shouldn't feel the need to pay that. That's kind of where my criticism of like these icons are. Like, the ideas sound in principle, but it's the execution what is let down by it. For me, I feel the Carniball cards that have been given and the SBCs have been very sound. The icon SBCs have just remained a letdown. I honestly thought we'd be churning out icon SBCs left, right and centre. What they should have done, in my view, is should have just done all the nations at a time. All the German, all the Argentine, all the Brazilian, just get them out, just churn them out, and people then could do them accordingly. Saves having to wait and ponder, oh, when's Ronaldinho going to come, when's Matthias going to come, when's Ronaldo or Pele or Maradona going to come. Just churn them all out at once. It wouldn't have exactly hurt or done any damage. It would have made it a bit more interesting, let's put it that way. But let me know, folks, in the comments what your feelings of Carniball were. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? What SBCs did you do? What did you not do? Or any that you kind of regretted not doing? So take it all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.